What's up, everybody? So today we are in the garage again. So what we're gonna be doing is, last episode we finally got the engine over here. As you're seeing on the last episode, we're gonna pick up something, like, we're looking at it finally. You can see like some stuff broken, unfortunately. These are obviously broken for moving, which we have the parts. Good thing we have the broken engine so we can swap everything. So what we're gonna be doing today is we are actually swapping all the goodies, all the broken stuff that they happened while moving from the broken engine to these. And this engine is automatic engine, so we're gonna show you how to remove this piece right here, because automatic engine has this thing for the transmission or whatever. We're gonna show you the special tools in a little bit, and then I'll show you how to take this off. Hey, what's going on now, Mikey?
Alright, so to take these pilot bearings out,
yeah.
So you're gonna grab one of these at your infamous AutoZone.
Yeah, that's your part number.
So this is your part number, and you're gonna want a slide hammer. That's your part number. These two work together.
Yeah.
You're gonna want exactly these two, and when you take this out, it's gonna look like this. And when you put this into your pilot bearing over here, you're gonna slide it in just like that, twist this, and it's gonna expand the actual clamps in the inside. And then once you do that, just take your slide hammer out, just like this. You're gonna put the threaded side into here. Thread that thing in.
Alright, so once you do that.
Alright, so you thread this in, and then you're basically just gonna grab the actual slide hammer part, and you're just gonna do that, and it comes out so easy.
Alright, that's good. So that's good too. So where did you get this again, just to make sure?
You can get both of these at AutoZone, or you can just order them online.
Yeah, you can order online or AutoZone, but good thing about AutoZone is this was really $20. It's kind of nice to keep this in the house or whatever you want for next project. But if you guys don't want, you can just bring this back and they'll pay you back for it. So how that works is you put deposit, like you buying these tools and then you returning it. Then you get your full money back. So go as this too, they will rent it out for you. But if it's like us, we work on cars all the time for $20 and then little thing, just
it's so worth it.
Yeah, so worth it to keep it. Yeah, you don't have to go out and grab it and stuff. So wow, we're fixing something. So what are we doing next?
Alright, so I do want to talk about the damages on this real quick.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
So I ordered this from JDM Engine Zone. Great people. Their shipping is incredibly fast. They said that the motor would be here in 3-4 days. Literally next day it was already here. I was like so impressed. So they give you the intake, the harness, and the alternator and all the other stuff like the power steering and all that for free with the belts. But their warranty does not cover that stuff. So if it's broken, it's broken. It's nice to have, but as you can see, this is broken. The actual throttle body itself, the actual sensor for the throttle body, some pieces of the harness are broken, but this is to be expected. This is like one of the more like exposed pieces on the actual engine. You can see our fuel injectors are broken, the fuel rails, so that's gonna need replacing. The actual regulator is broken too. So luckily we have all this stuff from the other motor that we're gonna swap. We are gonna swap the entire harness anyways. You can see it's cut right here, so it's completely useless. So gonna put the USDM harness on it and see if everything works as it should. This is a JDM motor. We're putting USDM on it. We have a USDM ECU, so it should run just fine. They're basically exactly the same as the USDM motor, but if you buy one of these, it's to be expected. But the motor is so clean. Literally no corrosion, no rust on this thing. As you can see, they mostly come off from an automatic car, so that tool is needed. And the rear main here is leaking, so I'd highly suggest to change the rear main all the time on these motors, just because even though they have 40-60K, you never know if this is gonna leak. You don't want to take off your trans, go through the entire process of doing your rear main just to put it all back together. It's a waste of time. So if the engine's out right now, just take it out, change that rear main, and you're good to go. Alright, so we just moved everything. Like you can see, everything's all organized now. Got the parts that we aren't using in the corner over there. So we got a new light. You can see You can actually see now.
In the camera, it's so bright. It's like a sun.
So finally, we got a light here. Thank God.
Yeah. Well, I can see you really good on the camera now. No black.
Perfect.
No black mic anymore.
So we moved the engine here. It's gonna be on top of the table. I don't trust the table because it was creaking back and forth. Obviously.
Obviously, yeah, that's a Husky box, so we don't
Yeah.
trust that. But anyway, like you said, we put on the lift, so the whole tension is not on the table right now.
Yeah.
But the spot is perfect. Look at Mike and the engine, like right there. We don't gotta bend our back, you know.
So what we're gonna do now is grab the motor mounts from this, transfer it over, take the plenum off of this, take everything off of it, the fuel, you know, the fuel lines, the fuel rails, do all of that, and take it off and then change it. They're actually all broken. They clip them off before they import the motor away, so
Junkyard life for ya.
junk.
No, they don't care.
They don't care. They just cut everything. They're like, set it off. So, gonna do that. Gonna probably put in our new pilot bushing over there.
Yep.
And get this motor to USDM spec.
Yep.
So, gonna have to do probably 2 hours of work doing this, but you know what? It's worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
we know that the motor turns over. It turns over great. Only thing that we're gonna be missing is gonna be the bolts for this. The rear main seal that I haven't gotten yet should be probably arriving soon.
Yeah, that's good. So the bolt he got was the ARP one, which originally when we were gonna use for this one, you know, but
Yeah.
we didn't get it on time. So
what they have, which is somewhere over here, if I can find it. All right, so this is what they use OEM. It's a Torx bolt. These things suck. Let me tell you, they're so bad. They strip out so easy. The manual says to put these 61 to 69 foot-pounds. You think this little bolt is gonna have 61 to 69 foot-pounds without stripping? You're crazy. So the ARP ones are 12 point. I really want 12 points because, you know, you'll have this stripping out like so fast. So order those. They're $50. You can buy them in Z1. They come in with like a couple days.
probably put the link for you.
We'll put the link for you down in the description. So get that rear main seal. We already have the flywheel. We already have the clutch and everything.
Which we showed you on the last video, but
Yeah,
I'll show you
XT
again.
clutch from Osaka. So things gonna be mating of more JDM
Oh yeah,
things together.
right? Yeah, you got JDM clutch, JDM engine. What's not JDM? The actual car, actual show is not JDM.
Exactly. So gonna put all that together and hopefully not screw up the pilot bushing this time. Putting in the transmission. Last time we were literally just grabbing the whole thing and just jiggling it back and forth like that.
But I tell you what
But
though.
we were gentle with it.
No, I tell you what though. The reason why the transmission wasn't going in, because the engine was seized.
Yeah, that too.
That really was. Like you should be able to like wiggle it and go, kung, and it should go in.
Yeah.
Just- I mean, I'm not a mechanic. I don't put transmission every time, but I did on my S15. That was a little hard because we didn't know. You know, the story is that I use 350Z trans, but that car is SR20. So I didn't know if it was a 350Z part I supposed to be using or SR20. But the answer to that, just on the side, if you guys are curious, if you have SR20 and putting a 350Z transmission in, every part for the transmission become SR20. So like the transmission mount gotta be SR20. Every bushing is SR20 also. So like, you know, all this bushing, we use 350Z.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't go in, but that's for next story. But today we're gonna get this done, so we're gonna start putting the parts, take this out, wire harness or whatever it is, gonna go in that.
I'm taking out the motor mounts right now. So, gonna transplant these over to the Japan motor. This is probably like the easiest thing we could do right now. Everything else is gonna need an excess of more than one bolt. So, yeah, gonna put these on there. Gonna transfer everything over. This harness is a mess, but it's okay. Once you start going with the harness and start kind of figuring out where everything goes, it gets really easy. I mean, that's the thing about harnesses, but if you make harnesses out there and you're watching this video, big respect to you, because honestly, there's so many plugs. Nice. All right. So you would not guess what just happened.
What just happened?
So
So we are
trying
talking,
to
yeah.
figure out why this wasn't turning. And if you come over here, do you see this? There's peanuts inside the like exhaust manifold here, like full-blown peanuts.
You staging this up, bro.
No, I swear to God, I'm not.
Oh my god, that hard lock acorn in there.
That acorn in there is what's causing this thing to lock up, I think.
We're gonna take off the other side. So he said, right? So the reason why we had to take this off was because the engine mount was giving him a hard time.
An issue,
yeah, you see he was kind of like stripping. So
Yeah.
we had to take that manifold off to.
I think that is stripped now, but it's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get it out anyway. But then we see that. So we're gonna take off the other side and see how about the other side, maybe.
For sure. And just like the other one, this one has nuts too. Like,
Not as bad, but
not as bad, but still,
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
shouldn't have any.
It should not have any whatsoever. Alright, so that wasn't the issue on this motor. I figured, I mean, we just had a little faith. I mean, there are huge peanuts. And you can see, it still locks up. I mean, can't do anything about it. I mean, we knew this motor was kind of junk anyways. But, you know, it's still a spare motor. I bet you the walls on this are still kind of fine. Like, you know, there isn't crazy. The wear on this really isn't that bad. It looks pretty good. Honestly, just throw new internals on that thing and it'll probably just work just fine. Probably just the one of the pistons, I'm guessing, is seized. Most likely why the thing's not turning. I mean, it's unfortunate and it sucks. Yes, maybe something happened in here. But who knows? All I know is that it's seized, it doesn't work, so it's a spare motor. I mean, it doesn't look like it's junk. Hopefully it's not junk if we tear this further apart. But Yuki's working on that. We're gonna have to take the plenum off, take the harness off. We got a piece of the harness brake off right over here on the heater core, this piece right here, but that's pretty easy to repair. Just gonna do a little bit of soldering work. So now let's just get to that and work on this crazy harness over here. Honestly, I am not looking forward to it, but it is what it is. Alright, just took all this off. This gasket is fucked. You might be like, why? Look at this right here. This is not good.
Yeah, that's the
This causes misfires apparently.
Yeah.
Just because there's too much excess air going into the system.
I guess so, yeah.
It bypasses the computer.
Yeah.
So
It happened to me before, so I know, yeah. Crazy, but that fixed it before. Like I was like, wow. This is like 10 years ago, but still a G35 and a G, you know, same engine, so. But at least you have the new engine, a new mount on that, right?
we got a new one right here.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Going like that, yeah. But we're gonna take these fuel rails off and take apart the bottom just to see if we have a good gasket on this one. And I don't know if we changed the gasket on the old motor, but I feel like we kind of did. So we're gonna take a look at that too. We're gonna take out the fuel rails anyway, so might as well go through it.
Yeah, because the reason why we gotta change this is because the guy lifted up. You can see a whole big stuff like here, bent it up. It shouldn't be bent up, it should be straight.
Another piece of my broken, what is that, the engine cover? Yeah, the silver piece on it. That's probably like one of the letters over there. But apparently, I didn't know, but there's a little bit difference to this compared to the USDM, but it's really not that different. We thought it was different because of the injectors, but I guess the injectors are just not OEM in ours. But apart from that, just gonna be swapping everything out, gonna be doing what we usually do. We were gonna use the USDM lower intake, but apparently since we took that off, I'm literally just gonna swap the OEM ones onto there and then just use the original Japanese one, just because I don't know, there's a difference between these holes and that holes. It looks like that one's a little deeper, but I don't know. So we're gonna use that and I'm gonna put everything back together. I'm gonna keep swapping out this harness. You already did the oil thing?
Yeah.
Wow, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Cameraman.
This guy is slow. But show him why you changing though. Look at the gasket.
Yeah, so this gasket's gone. That's not even a gasket. That's just pure metal. So
Yeah. Well, that side is good. Oh yeah, like here,
right
like
there.
that. Yeah.
So that's gone.
Yeah. Good thing you take it out. You know.
Take anything gone. I mean, I'm the slowest one here because I was trying to figure out what was going on with the injectors over there because I had no clue what was going on over there. Well, I guess they're just aftermarket. That was the only reason why it was taking so long.
It's fine.
But
I want to get it done right, so when I start the car, I don't go and the fuel leaking, and then you gotta take all the intake again.
Yeah,
gotta do all
I
that.
don't want to end up on MBN with my car on fire.
You don't want? That's a pretty good thing.
I want to do a Yuki.
Yeah, I already got on a couple times. Pretty cracked.
He's experienced already. So
Experience.
now we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Honestly, this motor looks really good. I'm surprised, to be honest. I don't know how Japan doesn't have any rust overseas.
You better knock on wood on that.
Knock on wood, but still,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I mean, your JZX over there has like no rust though.
Pretty good, yeah.
And that thing's been sitting like that.
Yeah.
That Lamborghini, the Countach Rep over there that he's got has like no rust.
Are you talking how old is that machine?
That thing's what, like 30 years old? 40?
Way more than that. I
Yeah,
think it's
so
60s probably.
Crazy. So like, I don't know, it's the environment over there, but yeah, when you come over here, everything starts rusting out.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, depending on where you are. Right? If you buy the Salt Lake, like, Salt area,
Yeah,
it's
if you go
gonna
by
last,
by
but-
Seoul area, it's gone. I think there's a spot in Japan where everything just rusts out. Like
where we went in Osaka, there's no oceans.
yeah,
So,
except if you go by the docks over there, but yeah.
yeah. Alright, other thing that JDM and USDM big difference was this O2 sensor. So if you look at JDM plug, it's like special different. This is like a JDM high spec looking plug. But in USDM we use those. So we just gotta swap that out. Hopefully that's simple to it. Hopefully it should be same bang and everything look like. So just gotta swap it out.
All right.
5 hours later.
It's the morning now.
Morning now. Bright in the shop.
Oh yeah, it's actually really nice. Like look at it. You go all the way down there. You
Yeah.
see the RX-7 from one
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually really
Yeah,
nice.
imagine if we have 4 of that and
Yeah.
actually electric. Don't look at the, cable going on, but the light is great. But anyway, 5 hours later, we got where we at.
5 hours later, so
Ish.
we did the harness and everything. Everything's clipped in. Everything's
No way.
good to go. Like stuff like this goes onto the car.
Yeah.
Things like this. But everything on the motor itself is good to go. I think there's like one plug on the bottom that we can't really touch yet. But apart from that, we're just gonna do the crankshaft sensor. And there's another sensor on the actual motor itself.
Well, first of all, we're gonna put this guy on.
We have to put the
So we
intake
can
on
lift
before
it
any of that. Yeah.
with the engine up and get rid of that thing. This, like I said before, this car is automatic. We don't need automatic transmission line, so can get rid of that. Obviously, we bought a new belt. That new belt's going on, and that's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
5 hours later, this guy didn't get it done, but we will get it done right now.
Whoa.
Yo! Well, actually, he did fix something. So the
I
wire.
said I did fix something.
Yeah, this was cut, but placed in, look like nice.
Yeah,
You
we
know?
still gotta fix this one.
Yeah.
I don't know where you get a 4-prong thing from, but have to figure it out.
All right. Well, looks like at least it's the plug is there. It probably just get
Plug
loose.
is there, yeah. I don't know.
But for now, we get this intake on, lift it up again, so we can do the bottom again, like this bent line that we need to replace, put the compressor on and such.
All right, so motor's pretty much done almost with the harness. Picking up great speed here.
Wow, look like
Honestly,
done.
Intake is on already. Everything's torqued to spec. Everything's good to go. If anyone ever tells you that the Japanese harness works exactly fine, plug and play with your USDM car, don't trust them because it's wrong. They have different O2 sensors. They have different plugs. There's some plugs that aren't even on the rear of this thing that go on the USDM spec. So when you do buy a Japanese motor, be sure that you're getting, you already have a harness for the USDM car, because you're literally just gonna get this thing and you're gonna be like, oh, none of these plugs fit. So Just be sure you get that. So now we're just gonna lift this up, do the bottom, and just unplug the harness and make sure everything's good to go, and then just probably do the pilot bearing, and then that might just be it for tonight. Alright, so this is another thing what I mean that is different. So on the USDM upper oil pan, you get this oil pressure gauge, well, sensor. And on this one, it's a 1-prong, and it's a completely different size. You can see it's right here. And then this one right here is the USDM one. So that's another example of why you shouldn't, you know, if anyone says it's plug and play, it's literally not. Make sure you have the right sensors, the right harness. Swap literally everything over to USDM, or you might get problems. Check engine light, whatever. So do that, so then your motor should be good to go. So I'm gonna do that now. And
remember, when we put these sensors, everybody overtalk this, and when overtalk this, you crack the housing. When you crack the housing, how hard to change that, Mike?
upper oil pan.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not too bad. But you have to be very gentle, very gentle.
So don't overtalk that sensors. Everybody do this. I did it before. I was cranking on and I had, and guess what happened? Pissing oil, and you gotta change it. So
yep,
you don't want that.
You don't want that. But I'd say it's hard if you're doing it by yourself, to be honest. If you have another person, it'll be easier, but if you do take it off, you're gonna need a rear main seal, like rubber seal on the rear, not the actual seal itself. You're gonna need a front main seal, like the rubber seal itself, and you're gonna have to re-RTV just basically everything. So change those out, make sure those are USDM spec. But I'm sure there's other things that might be different, but that should be literally the last Japanese thing that's on this motor. And this harness is going somewhere, I don't know, maybe someone wants it, maybe it's gonna get junked. I mean, it's cut, so maybe someone wants sensors, who knows.
Mike on the cleaning duty again.
Always redoing the oil pan. Just noticed that it was leaking a little bit and that it was dented like way in, so.
Yeah. Right there, it's big dent over here, so like you can see oil is coming out of that gap, so
okay, so we're all done for today. So bottom oil pan is RTV. We just put a little bit of oil in it, just half a 5 quarts, so you know 2.5. So basically now we put the pilot bearing in. You can see in the back over here, things ready for a manual. Rear main was leaking, so we took it off. We're gonna grab a new rear main. I do have a rear main at home, but I think there's a little kink in it, so I don't know if I want to use it. I don't feel like taking off the transmission ever again.
I think good idea.
Putting a transmission on ever
I don't want to take it off too. You're on your own when that happens.
So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna order a new one again, which I actually already have ordered a new one. Should be here coming later this week. I also have the bolts coming for this, the 12-point bolts I told you about from ARP, right?
Yeah.
ARP.
This guy doing all the right thing, I feel like.
But after that, yeah, right thing after the freaking other motor went by. Yeah. So, it's been great, honestly. But if you guys enjoy this video, give me a like, subscribe, share the video. Maybe someone might need help with their VQ35 and they're like, hey, maybe I should get a Japanese motor, maybe I should do an engine swap. Just, you know, refer to this video. We're doing the whole
knock on wood, that thing will start.
We've done it twice already, so
yeah. For goddamn Z.
For Z, exactly. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.